Hi guys, and welcome to this edition of Art Journaling. Just using watercolor, doing a really loose floral here. I've been doing the 100-day project and am on day 19 now. I did this one and had a request to make a video of one like a page I did for day 18. So I thought I'd pop on and show you guys how I did that. I just spritzed the paper with some water and then I started dropping the color in, and it's just what I'm doing with my brush is I'm just loosely flinging the shape of petals, thinking of a flower, and just flinging that around with colors. And I am using pinks, and so I'm using a potter's pink, a shell pink, and then I use Quinacradone burnt orange, and then I use some neutral tint. So they're all Daniel Smith colors except for the shell pink, which is Holbein, and I'll list them below. But these colors, I like these colors. I use them a lot. They're very pretty together. And what I'm doing is, so first I did the petals, and you saw I just was flinging in the shape of petals. And then I started dropping in some of that neutral tint to act as like shadow behind the petals. And I was throwing in the Quin burnt orange, which was part of the flower. Then I made sure to let everything dry really good. And then I'm going in, and I did drop in that neutral tint where I wanted the centers of the flowers to be, and then now I'm dropping it in a heavier concentration, so less water, more pigment, and getting a damp brush and then spreading it out a little bit like you would see in a flower, and just being real loose and expressive. Here I got more paint again, darker, again a darker value of the potter's pink, and I'm going around and I'm creating shape of petal, and then I'm doing the same thing with the shell pink and then the burnt orange, just going in and defining the shape but still staying really, really loose. I mean, just hinting at the shape of a petal, and I'm not even doing the petal all the way around the flower. So I just want to hint at it is what I'm doing here, and staying real loose and expressive. And if you find yours is coming out tighter than you want, try a bigger brush. That works a lot better. Sometimes even just using a flat brush instead of a round will work. I switch up the shape of the brush sometimes if I'm having trouble staying as loose as I want to. And I just continue doing that in layers, and I let it dry, otherwise it just all starts blobbing together. But if you let it dry, then you can layer it over and you'll still have those shapes. And then to stay loose, I just fling in some watercolor, and the key to this is just having enough water on your brush, really. And then I'll go blur it out a little bit with a damp brush because I don't want all the speckles, and I don't like how some land, so I just move them around a little bit. And these colors are all real forgiving. They're not real super staining, so you can lift them up pretty easily. None of these are gonna stain the paper too bad. So you can lift up. It's real forgiving. I like these colors, and it makes a really soft background for an art journal page, and it's very pretty, and it's super subtle. And so now I'm negative painting a little bit, which means like I'm going where it would be behind the petals, and I'm just using some burnt orange to hint at some shadow areas, and then I'm going in with the potter's pink and just hinting at what would be behind some of the petals, because these flowers are all laying on top of each other and layered. And when I went in, I thought of composition a little bit, as you can see, where the very dark centers of the flowers are. I am thinking of composition. I have kind of an L, and I'm thinking of rule of thirds, where those things land. I do have one sort of in the center there, but I tried not to accentuate it too much. Yeah, had I done that over again, I might have scooted that down and over a little bit, but it's okay. The page turned out nice. It's just an art journal page, so I just had a lot of fun playing and experimenting and loosening up, really. And just again, to reiterate, you do want to dry the layers in between so that you can get some definition, and then you can go back in if some of these, see I'm going over with water to get rid of some of those hard edges too, if I don't like some of them where they are. I don't want anything to be too even, so if I have 4 petals on one, I might have 3 that are defined on another one. I don't want anything to be too even looking. And then I just go with my writing, and when I do this, I am thinking rule of thirds, so that's kind of the lower third half where I'm I'm sorry, I said lower third half, the lower third, and that's where I'm writing, because I thought that would look good. And that's really how this page was created, and it was a lot of fun, and thank you for requesting the video. I'm glad you liked it so much that you wanted to see how I did it. And I hope you continue to do the 100-day project if you are doing it and follow along. You can click the subscribe and follow, and I'll be posting a lot more videos as I create pages. Thanks again.